श्रीराघवम् दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयम् सीतापतिम् रघुकुलान्मयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुम् अरविन्ददलायताक्षम् रामम् निशाचर विनाशकरम् नमामि नमामि नमामि
Ramakatha Rasavahini, Chapter 10, Part 1. The Two Boons.
संयोरावृणेमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः
Vedic hymns echoed everywhere. For the ceremonial bath of Rama and Sita, the holy water of the Sarayu was brought in pots of gold by attendants. Pandits recited hymns, calling down benediction on them. The recitation was most heartening and pleasant to the ear.
Sahasrashirusha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapad Sabomim Vishwato Vrittva Atyatishthadashangulam Purusha Evedagum.
While Manthara, the maid of Kaikeyi, was returning the previous night, she witnessed the excitement of the populace and asked someone the reason. She came to know about the imminent coronation of Ramachandra, which was the cause of all the joy and exultation. She also saw the maids of the palaces of Kausalya and Sumitra dressed in jasmine white saris and bedecked in costly jewels, hurrying hither and thither. She could not bear this sight any longer. She had creeps all over her body, like scorpion stings in plenty. She ran towards the palace of Kaikeyi, and finding that the queen had already retired into the inner apartments, she neared the door and shrieked, "Mother! Mother! Open the door! A very urgent matter now! Your life itself is in mortal danger! An earthquake is afoot!" Hearing her excited announcement in words that rolled one over the other, the queen hastily opened the door and inquired in fear, "Why? What has happened? What is the calamity? Has anything caved in? Why all this anxiety and pain?" "No, nothing of mine is destroyed. Your life is being destroyed, that is all. You have to live henceforward as a crazy careworm woman," Manthara said. All in tears, she elaborated the pitiable state that awaited the queen, and with many a gesture and groan, she lamented loud and long. Kaikeyi could not make out why. The Maharaja is quite well, isn't he? And Rama, Lakshmana, Kausalya, Sumitra, there is nothing the matter with them. Well, if these are quite well and no danger threatens them, I am not worried at all. What can happen to me? Has any danger come to them? Tell me, Manthara. Tell me soon. The queen insisted. She turned the maid's head towards her, held her chin in endearing appeal, and pleaded for an answer. Manthara replied, "Nothing evil has happened to those whom you mention, but they have decided to wring the neck of your son." And she broke into a pathetic wail. At this, Kaikeyi retorted, "You are committing a mistake, Manthara. The Maharaja is not such a person, nor is Rama or Lakshmana or my sisters Kausalya and Sumitra. These my sisters love my son even more than their own sons. Your statement reveals your warped mind, that is all. It is not the truth. Well, you have not told me yet what the matter really is. Come on, tell me the full story." Manthara answered, "Matter? At dawn tomorrow, Ramachandra is to be crowned Yuvaraja. The senior queen, her mind full of unrestrained joy, is giving away costly silk saris and jewels to her mates. She is asking Rama to give away gold and cows in plenty. Engaged in all these activities of celebration, they are neglecting you. I cannot bear this in silence. I cannot tolerate it. You are unable to understand the implications. You revel in the empty boast that there is none so fortunate. Your fortune is drying up fast. For your husband and co-wives, you have become a negligible person. Before long, you will be reduced to the despicable status of a maid. Be advised to be a little alert before that humiliation overtakes you. Awake from sleep. Plan your course of action with full awareness of the consequences. Decide upon the means by which you can escape from the calamity that yawns before you. It is approaching fast. When Rama becomes Yuvaraja, the entire empire will be held in the grasp of Kausalya. Remember, just as everyone else, you too will have to dance to a tune." Manthara was acting a role and shedding false tears to reinforce her wily stratagem. Kaikeyi was impressed by her loyalty, but she was not convinced of the rightness of her arguments. She said, "Manthara, what has happened to you? Have you become insane? Why do you talk like mad? Rama becoming the Yuvaraja is the happiest augury for the entire empire. Here, take this necklace of mine as a reward, a gift for bringing me this great good news first. Be happy, be full of joy. The coronation of Rama as Yuvaraja gives me even more joy than perhaps to Kausalya. My joy at this good news is boundless. Ramachandra too loves me more than he does even his mother. He reveres me more. I will not listen to such imputations against such a pure, loving person. You seem to have lost your wits. Your reason has taken leave of you." Kaikeyi reprimanded Manthara sharply. Manthara became even more demonstratively aggrieved. She got more excited and clamorous. "My reason is clear and fresh. It is yours that has suffered. You are not concerned about the evil fate that awaits you. You hug blindly your old faith and fond attachment. I am anxious and worried for the sake of your happiness and self-respect. The others are all play acting and pretending. just to deceive you. They have no respect for you in their hearts. The Maharaja has no love towards his other queens. He is enamored only of the senior queen, Kausalya. Just to please you, he might use endearing words now and then, that is all. But he has no love in his heart towards you. Consider this. These people did not inform you. They did not consult you about this proposal, for they have no regard or respect for you. Have they spoken to you about it even once on one single day? Consider how many months they usually deliberate and plan in order to come to such a decision. You cannot have a coronation so suddenly. It doesn't drop from the sky one fine day on its own, can it? But they have decided, silently and secretly. The whole thing is the intrigue of Kausalya, asserted Manthara. Kaikeyi could not suffer it any longer. She burst out. Stop that stuff, Manthara. My sister is incapable of intrigue. She will never descend so low. It can never be. And the Maharaja, he is much nobler, more righteous than even my sisters. You cannot find in him a trace of subterfuge or meanness. They must have resolved upon the coronation quickly, for good reason. The wedding celebration of Rama, which would have involved months of preparation, took place at short time, didn't it? So too, the coronation of Rama might have been decided at short notice. Why should it not be? The Maharaja himself will reveal to me the special reason that induced him to arrange it so. You have not cared to know the truth. You have conjured up all kinds of absurd reasons and baseless fears and cast doubts on the motives of innocent persons. In a few minutes, things will be clarified. Have patience. Kaikeyi admonished the maid severely. Manthara feared that the stratagem will fail ignominiously. So, she stooped to even worse tactics of persuasion. Dear mother, ponder over the matter a little more deeply. I have listened to many things while moving about outside the palace. In fact, this coronation affair has been decided upon months ago. That is the reason why Bharata and Shatrughna were packed out of the capital. They were apprehending that their presence here will cause complications. And there must be good ground for such fears, or else who will arrange for the coronation when they are away? Have you become incapable of asking yourself this simple question? Formerly, when you were accepted in marriage, Dasharatha had promised and given his plighted word that the son born of you will be crowned king of this realm. You might forget it, but I refuse to. It is the fear that the presence of Bharata here at the present juncture might rouse the memory of that promise and prove an obstacle to their plan, which made them keep Bharata out of the way by sending him to his grandfather's place. When once the coronation is accomplished, nothing can be done to reverse it. To promote this mean trick, they kept the idea secret and kept it from you so long. Think about this for a while. The inner design. You do not spend any thought on such matters. You believe all that is white is milk. Your foolishness and innocence are taken advantage by others. You simply exult in your love for Rama and recite Rama, Rama in your infatuation. Well, leave everything else aside. Did that Rama, whom you love so greatly, did he at least inform you of this great good fortune happening to him? The crooked-minded Manthara used many a cunning argument to cloud and poison the pure, unselfish mind of Kaikeyi. She said, Mother, Who is there in this city of Ayodhya willing to pay some little regard to us? Who treats you here as worthy of count? They are all one, united against you. You are a stranger here. They might even throw you out of Ayodhya shortly. They will not desist from even such meanness. The emperor is a crafty trickster, a clever juggler. When he approaches you, he speaks soft endearment to satisfy his whims, and then he departs triumphant. You do not realize the fault in you which is preventing you from attaining the high status you deserve. Mother, you may remember, the kings are ever ruled by lust and not by love. Your father knew this fact, and so he did not agree to give you in marriage to this aged suitor. After prolonged negotiations through the intercession of sage Garga, when it was decided that you be given in marriage, the suitor was compelled to agree to many conditions. This day, those agreements have been cast into flames and your son has been cheated. All the while, they are quietly playing their merry drama. Else, why should they take advantage of this chance of your son being away? Why should they be in such a hurry that no ruler can attend the coronation from any state beyond the bounds of the empire? Consider how their low mentality reveals itself. How full of mischief and deceit are they? When neighboring rulers are invited, your father will certainly not miss the opportunity to attend. Naturally, he will then bring to the notice of all the promise made to him. So, the plan is to get through the coronation without informing anyone. And once it is over, they know nothing can be done to undo it. This conspiracy is hatched with this objective. So, be warned in time. Once this moment is missed, your fate will be as contemptible as that of a dog. Therefore, delay not, ponder deeply, decide upon some method of preventing the coronation from taking place. Manthara fanned the flames of anger and hatred. Kaikeyi succumbed to her machinations at last. She said, "Hearing your words, I feel that each statement is more convincing than the previous one. Yes, indeed, there is no matter that can wait. What has to be done next? If you can indicate the step I have to take, I shall put it into action." When Kaikeyi gave this clear sign of having been won over by her wiles, Manthara was overwhelmed with pride and joy. She spoke with greater assurance now. "Mother, there is no need to spend further thought. The arguments that can support your demand are ready and strong. That day, when the emperor thankfully accepted your timely help, did he not offer you 2 boons, any 2 you might demand of him? And did you not tell him that since you had no need of them for anything, you would reserve the gift and ask for the 2 boons when the need arose? This day, these 2 will serve 1,000 purposes. You can demand that he grant them now, can't you?" When Manthara spoke thus, plainly and emphatically, Kaikeyi raised her head as if she was startled and said, "Oh, Manthara, how clever you are! Though in appearance you are an ugly hunchback, in resourcefulness and intelligence you are extremely charming. Though wanting in beauty of body, you make up by being an expert in intellectual attainments. Tell me how I am to secure these 2 boons, and what those boons are to be." Manthara replied, "Mother, 1 boon shall be that your son shall be crowned Yuvaraja. The second can well be that Rama shall not stay in the empire. Listening to her suggestions given on the spot, without a moment's thought, Kaikeyi fell in a trough of reflection. She said, after recovering herself, "Manthara, it may be a just demand that my son should be crowned, but my mind will not agree to send Rama out of the kingdom. I am pained at the very thought." With that, she dropped into a seat. Manthara saw that she must act quickly. "Mother, this is no occasion for sentimental qualms. Procrastination turns even ambrosia into poison. You have to be a little firm, or else we cannot succeed in our plan. For the cruel wrong done by them, this is no adequate reprisal. If you desire that your son must rule as king and that you should have the status of the queen mother, then act this way, or I shall end my life by taking poison. I cannot bear to see you suffer while I am alive." Manthara wept aloud, as if she was carried away by intense love towards Kaikeyi. She was the nurse who brought up Kaikeyi from childhood. She had petted her, played with her, and fondled her all these years. Towards Manthara, Kaikeyi had great affection and regard. She raised no further objection. She started to calm her sorrow instead. "Manthara, rest assured, I shall, without fail, act in such a way that you are pleased." "Tell me, how shall I act now?" she said. Manthara replied, "When I suggested that you should ask that Rama be sent into exile into the forests beyond the realm, do not imagine that I had not weighed the consequences. I did it only after due deliberation. Since Kaikeyi was a child in political affairs and legal lore, she said, the law declares that unhampered possession and enjoyment of usufruct for 12 continuous years gives the person ownership of the property. So, it is better to fix a length of years for the exile, say 14 years. When he returns after that period, he cannot claim the kingdom. It becomes the unquestioned property of your son." Manthara noticed that the queen had accepted the proposal to ask for the 2 promised boons in the form suggested by her. So she said, "Mother, don't delay further. If you beg him for the boons just as you are now, the emperor will be persuaded to yield. You must work up a wave of rage. Scatter the pillows and sheets in your bedroom. Throw off your jewels into the corners. Loosen the hair and make it wild and disheveled. Act as if you have resolved to give up your life. Go and lie down on the floor of the hall of anger, the room where the queens who are overcome by anger and grief retire, so that they may be discovered and consoled. You cannot just go to him as you are and straightway ask for the boons. Pretend that you are in desperate agony and that only the grant of the boons can save you from death. Then only will your demand be worthy of consideration and acceptance. Rise, take the first step for the work ahead." When Manthara pressed her thus, Kaikeyi yielded to her persuasion, and after carrying out her directions, she entered the anger hall and lamented at her fate and impending calamity. Manthara flopped on the floor outside the door of that hall, after drawing the doors together as if she was unaware of what was causing all the furor inside.
End of Chapter 10, Part 1. Sidearm.
श्री सीता राम सीता राम सीता राम राम सीता राम सीता राम सीता राम श्री राम जी की महिमा अपार राम जी की महिमा अपार सुन लो तो बेड़ा पार सुन लो तो बेड़ा पार श्री राम जी की महिमा अपार राम जी की महिमा पार श्री राम नीरज नयना मुखारविंदा श्यामल छवि अति सुंदर राम करुणा स्वरूप श्री राम निर्मल स्वभाव श्री राम करुणा स्वरूप निर्मल स्वभाव भक्तों के प्राण गुणशीलवान नीरज नयना मुखारविंदा श्यामल छवि अति सुंदर राम रविकुल मंडन दशरथ नंदन मुनि मनरंजन नयन विराम राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम जी की महिमा अपार राम जी की महिमा अपार जय जय श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जिनकी कृपा ने आखर बितारे एक ही बाण ने दुष्ट संहारे नि सा ग म प नि ध प ग सा नि सा ग म प नि प सा स प नि प म प म ग म सा नि प म नि प म ग स ग म प नि ध ध ध प जिनकी कृपा ने पाथर बितारे एक ही बाण ने दुष्ट संहारे चरणों की धूल ने पापी उठारे जन्मदिन उन्हीं का मना लो आज जन्मदिन उन्हीं का मना लो आज मुबारक हो सबको जन्मदिन की रात रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम राम सीता राम सीता राम